Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for November 2024 for each life path number to see how the energies of November could influence you. Before we get into the forecast, this is a general reading. If you would like your own personal reading, your own personal numerology reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I would love to work with you and take a closer look. Also, if you book a year ahead forecast or any reading that has the year ahead forecast included in it, you'll get your year ahead forecast for the rest of 2024 and all of 2025. So this is a great time to book your year ahead forecast if you haven't done so yet. So if you want to do that, you can book some time with me. Again, my information is in the description box below. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at these life path numbers for November. Life path number 5, you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 24/6 at this time, as well as dragonfly energy. So, interesting energy because a lot of times dragonflies can bring in this element of change, can also bring in this element for pause, as well as the need for balance. And it's interesting because the 24/6 sort of brings the focus into like family matters, especially relationships that are really close to your heart, right? So home life, romantic relationships, family, friends, close community. So something is on or in the spotlight around family matters this month that need to be addressed. And there could be, because again, you're working with dragonfly energy, there could be this need for pause. There could be this need for like evaluation, like to really kind of look at the situation. There could be this need for grace, right? Like holding space for self, but then also for the other person to be honest with what you need, how you feel, the direction you want to be moving towards, etc. And also have that grace for the other person if their ideas, if their desires are different from yours, right? So if we're talking about like a romantic relationship, this could be a time where honest conversations could show that two very good people just want two very different things in life. And so it might be a situation where you might have to part ways, and that can be done in a really beautiful way. It doesn't have to be done in, like we see always on social media where, there's the vindictiveness and the blame and the drama. It doesn't have to be that way if we are secure within ourselves and our needs and our desires. And if we are, open and have space for the other person to be who they are and to want to pursue the things that they want to pursue in life. So you could see that, there doesn't have to be some kind of separation. Sometimes we can work these things out through compromise, but there shouldn't be sacrifice on either side. And so you might find that there has been some sacrifice, either on your side, the other person's side, both sides. And that's really what this energy is saying to, let's look at this. Let's get down to the bottom of it. Let's make some shifts in those areas so that both people can be moving in the direction of their own highest good. And if that means that we're on the same path together, beautiful. But if our paths take us in different directions because our desires and our needs are moving us in different directions, let's also honor that. I do think that there will likely be some kind of shift, right? But it doesn't have to be a shift of something falling away or someone falling away. It could just be a shift in perspective, a shift in how you've been kind of approaching something or the other person has, a coming together, working together to come up with some kind of solution or compromise, et cetera, et cetera. But it's definitely going to take you being very honest and open about your needs, first with yourself and then with the other person, being very honest, and then also being open to what the other person has to say as well, and not taking it personal if, again, their needs and their desires are beckoning them down a different road. That's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how we choose to move through that sort of separation, right? That makes the entire difference in how the experience turns out. So I would say if there's some area in your life, especially with, again, those very close relationships, where there's something maybe you've been sweeping under the rug or have been sort of avoiding because you don't want to have that conversation. Because let's face it, these are not always the easiest conversations to have because it requires vulnerability. It also requires us to be open to hearing things we might not want to hear. It also requires, that level of emotional maturity from all involved. And sometimes we don't always get that. So, other people can become reactionary, etc. And that's not always a fun environment to be in. But no change can happen without that conversation, without those conversations, right? No deeper understanding about what needs to shift can happen without those conversations. So I do think that will likely come up anytime we move through a 6th cycle. It's always going to bring these things to the forefront. Anything that's not in the highest vibration of love, truth, and honesty are going to be brought to the forefront to be talked about and dealt with and moved through so that each person or each party can move forward in their highest accord. So it can be really, really beautiful, but it can also be, uncomfortable and challenging as you're moving through it. So I do acknowledge that. But with this 24/6 energy, with Dragonfly coming through, change is on the horizon in some area. And again, it doesn't have to be like this big scary thing. It could be, you have these conversations and you find out that you both do want the same thing, or you all do want the same thing. You're just approaching it in ways that have created conflict. And so now through the conversation, you all are able to approach it in a way that actually brings a lot of harmony and satisfaction to the situation. So, definitely some kind of shift is on the horizon here, as it has to do with those close-knit relationships. Can also be around the home environment as well. So you could see some major shifts come in. They don't have to be major, but there's some kind of shift that needs to happen here. So it could also come in around the home. So it could be that you were working from home and now you're going to work from brick and mortar. It could be that, got a new job and now your finances are affecting, your increase in finances are affecting the home and you're able to invest more into your home, or maybe you sell your home and you buy a new home, right? So much could come in under this energy. And this is a general reading. So, obviously take it for however it resonates for you. The other thing that's really beautiful about this vibration is that it brings in sort of this focus on your unique creativity when it comes to beautifying your space. So, 5s are so creative by nature, typically, they think outside the box, they do things differently. They're very, progressive in that way. And so this could be a great time to use that unique flair to create a space that feels uniquely yours, right? A place that you can retreat to, a place that you can go and feel safe and comfortable and warm and cozy, and that you've created that feels really beautiful for you. That can do so much for your mental health, for your, feeling of security and just helping you to feel grounded. So definitely a beautiful month for beautifying your space or beautifying yourself, not at all for, to please others, but so that you feel beautiful, so that you feel, happy in your own skin. So you could see some things come in around that have to do with like your day-to-day routine. That could definitely be, there could be some changes that need to occur there so that you can feel good in your own skin. The other thing with this vibration is you could see some kind of financial assistance or some kind of financial gain come in at this time. I would say make sure you're using sound, practical judgment, though, when it comes to how you're sort of achieving those gains. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Whatever, because you might feel called to do something, or someone might make an offer for you or a proposal. And, sometimes 5s, and I have a lot of 5s in my chart, so I get it. We can definitely have the rose-colored glasses on sometimes, where we get so excited about something because it looks so good, right? But a lot of times it ends up being, it looks better than it is type of thing, right? Like, so things are not always as they appear. So I would just say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, but not necessarily. So just use your good judgment, just, investigate it, explore it before you commit to it and say yes to it, because it could, under this vibration, actually prove to be quite lucrative. Beautiful energy here, 5s. I hope it's a great month. I know it's going to be transformative, but I think, I know that it's going to lead you down a path that is the most aligned for you. So even if it's challenging in the moment, which it doesn't have to be, but anyway, be flexible. take it as it comes, and you're going to do great. All right, take care, fives. Bye for now.